Hello, my name is William Calvert, and today I will be giving a presentation on the organization that I have developed. That organization is called North American Church Planting and Assisting Program. So, to start off, we're going to ask the question of who are we? What does our organization stand for? And start off, our organization is a Oneness Pentecostal organization that specializes in supporting smaller works from church plants to smaller churches, struggling churches, or simply churches that cannot financially support themselves. The issue that we seek to resolve is bad financial stability. This issue can be seen in many churches around North America, where there may be a church already within a city or a town, but that church just does not have the financial ability to support itself, and therefore the church struggles. The history of this organization was developed by me and the stakeholders who this organization seeks are individuals who are willing to donate, invest, or support churches that are underdeveloped or newly planted or simply are in need of help. The missions and value of our organization start with every church being equipped to run smoothly and be supported financially. That's our mission. Our goal is to help as many churches in North America as possible, and we know that many churches already exist, but some of them don't have tools, knowledge, or finances to pursue their city or town which their church is planted in. And the goal of our organization is to help them grow in knowledge and financially, and then finally to most importantly to spread the Acts 2:38 message. Some of our strengths and weaknesses of our organization, obviously they vary, and each organization will have its own struggles, but our organization has a definite strength in finding people who are passionate about supporting an organization like this. Fortunately, Oneness Pentecostalism is one of the most growing Christian denominations in the entire world. So clearly there's people who are willing to support this, people who are of like-minded faith and of desire to see these churches supported, built, and financially supported. But not only that, but there's people who are willing to receive the Oneness Pentecostal message. Another strength we have is that there are many other similar organizations, or maybe not similar, but many like-minded organizations who have similar values and beliefs, and we can be connected and grow together and support each other. And then another opportunity, more so an opportunity, not really a strength, but many churches around the world, more so specifically, I'm talking about North American churches. We see many different denominations. They're kind of falling off. They're not as popular as they maybe once were. A lot of denominations now that were maybe booming 10 years ago, we see them starting to struggle, and they're kind of financially struggling. The people who attended those churches are kind of becoming more shaky. The attendances aren't, crazy like they were at one point. There's a church near where I live that was a mega church. I won't mention the denomination of the church, but it was a mega church for a while, packed Sunday. Every Sunday was packed. But then all of a sudden, I went home this last summer, and you could just tell the building was all run down. The parking lot on that Sunday morning there was like nobody there. So there's definitely opportunity, because many of these other churches that, or denominations that maybe were at one point were a rival, are no longer, they no longer have that strength to pull away people or and whatnot. So some of our weaknesses is finding staff that aligns with our values but is also qualified. Sometimes it can be difficult because there's a smaller pool of people to be chosen from, because we can't just go out and hire someone who doesn't have similar values, even if they are very good at, organizational, if they have very good organizational abilities. And then another threat that I have put down is the rise of atheism and extreme progressive beliefs that are anti-church, anti-God, things along those lines. Our theory of change starts with making sure each church is able to reach their own city and town. Our goal is to empower these churches. This process will look differently for everyone. Culture and ideology change from place to place. So therefore, it's hard to put an exact set of steps that is going to be exactly the same for each church. For example, at my home church in St. Louis, the church is in a area where there's a lot of older people. So, and a lot of times, people get older. They're, especially with COVID and a lot of other things, it has people a lot more hesitant than maybe they once were to come out, go to church, and actually be in the physical building. So therefore, our online service is very, very fluent, or not fluent. It's very necessary for some of our members. Whereas I talked to one of my other friends who happens to be in Dallas, Texas, and they were looking into, starting live stream and such, and getting more involved in social media. And they said they had done that for a little while, but it just wasn't seeming to pick up. And from my understanding, it was because in that area, people were more likely to go to the physical building than to watch online. And that's just an example of how each church is going to have a different set of needs. Some of our core future strategies is growing our team who have strong organizational abilities and have an understanding of church growth. And our team has to be creative, because, like I was just saying, every single church and area is going to have a different set of needs and a different set of rules to abide by to make their church grow. Here's our plan of action. First and foremost, we want to find willing donors and partners who have a similar vision, need, or passion. We want to use those funds and support small church works or church plants who are in need of help. Once we have successfully supported churches into a thriving and growing model, then they can support us in return. This creates a positive cycle of church growth. So once we have created a church, once we have supported a church, once that church is growing, then we have the ability to have another donator that church that we helped grow, now they're financially stable and they're in a surplus of finances and growth. Then they can return some of that, if it's finances or whatever, return that back to our organization, and we can use that to plant another church. Some of our team needs is our organization needs qualified members who seek to spread the gospel in the form of church growing. We need people who can work with pastors and create a growth plan. Our team members must be good problem solvers while also being creative. And lastly, We want to have a good relationship with our stakeholders, like I was mentioning a moment ago. We would like our stakeholders to be formally being members who are invested, who our organization invested. And with each church we support, we would like to gain a supporter in the future. And being open and transparent is essential and important to us. And we always want to create new ideas and forms of ideas and forms of growth to spark interest within our stakeholders. And that is all. So thank you very much.